Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. These boys are going to need some help if they are ever going to patch things up between each other. Everyone has had a go so far. People have tried appealing to their love for each other, Anita and Nicole, while Danny had a different tactic to get Martin to come to the Articulates concert. It may just work on Smitty, too. In Tuesday's episode, Samantha schemes to help Martin and Smitty reconcile. Something has to get through to them both. Jacob is pursuing several targets at the moment, notably Leslie, and building a case against her that will take her down for the attack on Laura in her car, and the subsequent one in her hospital room when she injected her IV line with potassium to keep her in the hospital by creating a heart attack. Next up is the murder in Stance Park. His father has closed the case and told Jacob it's to be left alone. But will Jacob's belief in law and order, right and wrong, and the pursuit of justice have him continue anyway? In Tuesday's episode, Jacob solves a mystery, but is it related or a more personal and family-related one? Samantha and Tyrell get some crazy news this week. Their biological mom has been found. Could this be the mystery mentioned? Leslie has been relatively quiet these days. Being a disturber of the peace took a back seat to seeing her music idols, the Articulates. Leslie went to the concert with her daughter Eva and managed to enjoy it and not do a thing to make people hate her more. Even so, just being there made Nicole angry, and she took the time to seek both of them out at Orphe Jean's and told her so, in a fierce and berating tone. In Tuesday's episode, Leslie investigates a peculiar correspondence. Where will this lead? Is this dig into the past about to unearth yet more skeletons in closets? Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. Here's what went down Monday, August 11th, 2025, on Beyond the Gates. When Ashley took a solo flight, Haley left Danny's apology in the box, and Winter came to Fairmont Crest via The Young and the Restless. On Beyond the Gates, Danny woke up at Andre's apartment, finding that he had spent the night on his couch. When Danny intuited that Andre was more than friends with Ashley, he clarified that it wasn't just about the nurse. He'd had a come-to-Jesus moment, which had him realizing he was ready to settle down. Andre said it was possible he might be doing so with Ashley, since it likely wasn't going to be with Danny. Ms. Dupree admitted he was right about that. Danny picked up that Andre had called her over to talk about Ashley, only to drop the topic so he could help Danny through yet another crisis. She said that she would miss Andre's talent for steering her through her spirals more than she would their electrifying sex. Andre was sure that Ashley wouldn't have a problem with him continuing to offer Danny support, but Danny knew that Andre had no experience with serious relationships. Andre insisted that he and Ashley had a connection despite Danny's doubts. Danny expressed a sincere wish that things would work out for the burgeoning couple, then smirked that the sincerity had only come from manners. Changing the subject, Danny noted that it was time for her to face the music with Bill and Haley. Derek thanked Jacob for getting him into the Fairmont Crest Country Club gym to work out. Jacob was concerned that Derek had pushed himself too hard, getting ready for the following day's triathlon, and thought Derek should contact Ashley. Derek refused, letting his friend know that the relationship was truly over because she wanted Andre. Now, Derek said, it was time to move on. Ashley laughed when Shanice said she wasn't the type to get in people's business, but Shanice wanted to let Ashley know that she had seen Andre with a date at the Articulates concert. Ms. Morgan flashed back to going to Andre's apartment to tell him she had chosen him, only to find him kissing Danny. "I know there's no way you're putting up with that type of nonsense," Shanice said, after Ashley reported she already knew about Danny's involvement with Andre. Shanice was glad to know Ashley and Andre weren't a couple then. Jan arrived with a peace offering of cookies, understanding that Ashley was upset with her for sending Derek to her on a reconciliation mission. Ashley pointed out that the situation had been none of Jan's business. Jan apologized and acknowledged that she had been working off the memory of how happy Ashley had been with Derek. Jan promised not to interfere further and hoped that Andre was everything Ashley had said he was. Ashley notified her mom that she would not be pursuing things with Andre, despite the daydreams she had shared with her before. the caregiver thought it best that she take a break from men instead of looking to them for fulfillment. Mrs. Morgan advocated that women needed to be able to count on themselves first. Later, Andre came to the nurse's station with a gift for Ashley. Shanice watched as Andre proclaimed that Ashley could keep the token no matter what she decided about the two of them. It was a framed copy of the photograph Ashley had admired from his personal collection. Ashley balked when Andre announced that he had broken things off with his other woman because he had wanted something honest. She said that she hoped Andre would find that with someone someday. It just wasn't going to be with her. Andre was surprised to hear that Ashley didn't want to date him. Ashley sputtered that it was a matter of trust, but wouldn't expound beyond saying that they had different value systems. Andre reinforced that he had become willing to renounce being a playboy, yet Ashley just thanked him for helping her open her eyes to other ways of living. Ashley gave the photo back. Andre wanted her to keep it, though he was disappointed that what little they'd had only been another transitional relationship. The stunned shutterbug did his best to make a graceful exit. Vernon tried to sneak out of the Dupree manse, but gave himself away, knocking over Martin's water bottle. Anita wondered where her husband was off to without a goodbye. He was on his way to Banneker College at the University of Maryland to prepare his syllabus for the new semester, which had gotten delayed because of all the drama involving Martin. Nicole entered, having just taken a walk with Martin, to check on her parents. Vernon seemed to take the interruption as an opportunity to facilitate a quick exit. Anita remarked that Vernon had been evasive about his plans that day, prompting Nicole to grin that it wasn't like the senator was stepping out on the singer. Nicole raved about the Articulates concert, with Anita smiling that performing again had been a thrill. La Dupree hoped that the audience had been as moved by the tribute to Barbara as she had been. Nicole was certain they had been. Symbolically inviting the founding member on stage had been transformative for Anita, who had finally been able to forgive herself for her actions that had led to the breakup of the group. Self-forgiveness matters more than most people realize, the shrink Nicole offered. Nicole sympathized with Anita having to wait decades to make things right after allowing Barbara to be expelled from the group. Anita disclosed that she had set up a blind trust for Barbara and her family to secretly provide them the money Barbara would have earned had she not been sidelined. Nicole was moved that Anita had even donated her proceeds from the concert to the trust. At the Hamilton home, Bill came downstairs to find Haley sitting with Randy. Haley introduced Randy as Sammy. Bill was grateful that Sammy had been able to take his wife to the hospital while she was suffering her miscarriage. Sammy reported that he'd come by to return Haley's phone and purse, which had gotten left behind. After he expressed his condolences about the baby and departed, Haley shared with Bill that she was deeply sad about their loss. Bill carried Haley to bed when her only desire was to go back to sleep. When Danny arrived, Bill warned her he was too drained to fight with her. Danny assured him she had only come to say how sorry she was about the miscarriage and for continually accusing Haley of faking her pregnancy. Bill didn't know why Danny would blame herself for the outcome until she confessed to the argument she and Haley had been having before Haley started bleeding. Danny listened as Bill described how Haley had tripped first, surmising that they might never know exactly what caused Haley's body to reject the fetus. Bill held the ultrasound capture Haley had given him and noted that they were supposed to be at the doctor's that moment, having a second procedure. Danny put her hand on his. Bill revealed that he had never given more children another thought, not with already having 2 grown daughters. But when Haley had had the false alarm of thinking she was pregnant, it had awakened something in him. The attorney regretted not having been very hands-on in raising Naomi and Chelsea because he had been buried in his business. Danny recalled that Bill had been a great father compared to his own. Bill became emotional as he declared he had considered Haley's baby a chance to get fatherhood right. Danny gently stroked Bill's back, which the awake Haley saw when she entered the living room. Haley only coyly recognized that Danny had come to convey her sympathies, but Danny clarified that she had also stopped by to apologize. Danny saw how hurtful she had been in telling anyone who would listen that Haley wasn't actually pregnant. Haley responded by grousing that Danny once again got to go on with a clean slate, while those in her wake were left to pick up the pieces. After Danny offered another mea culpa and left, Bill could tell that Haley was rattled by Danny's visit, despite her denials. Haley privately seethed when Bill stepped into the kitchen to fetch her some tea. Bill returned. Haley understood why the aching Bill would want to talk to someone about his loss, though she wished it hadn't been Danny. Bill remembered that Haley had mentioned feeling threatened by his ex and assured her they had only been reminiscing about when Chelsea and Naomi were young. Haley had wanted them to be able to share those kinds of memories. Bill was sure they would eventually. However, Haley didn't know when or if it would be safe for her to carry a child again. Bill left that timeline up to Haley and nixed her suggestion to withdraw the money he had placed in a college fund for the baby they had been expecting, since he strongly felt there would be another one. A sullen Danny loped into the Dupree mansion, labeling herself pathetic. Nicole was shocked to hear Danny saying that Nicole shouldn't love her and encouraged her sister to tell her everything. Danny went over the split with Andre, and Nicole sensed that Danny hadn't been able to invest in their relationship because of her lingering feelings for Bill, which Danny berated herself over. When Danny passed along news of Haley's miscarriage, Nicole identified with the Hamiltons, since she had experienced several of her own. Danny explained how unusually candid Bill had been about being absent in their marriage and their family. Nicole gleaned that Danny had caught a glimpse of the man she had fallen in love with. "The man I still love," Danny ruefully admitted. Vernon joined Anita at the country club, excited to be meeting with someone they hadn't seen in years. In walked Devon Winters, visiting from Genoa City, Wisconsin. Devon remembered how nervous he had been when he'd been introduced to the Duprees at that town's club Indigo. Anita thought back on how she had refused to take the stage there, but only because she hadn't wanted to bump the talent already scheduled. The trio spoke of Devon's deceased father, Neil Winters, commemorating him fondly. Devon and Anita shared general news of their families. Then Anita commented that Devon's call had been both intriguing and cryptic. Mr. Winters had come to D.C. to present a mind-blowing proposition. Having seen the live stream of the Articulates' reunion show, music promoter Devon wanted Anita to record for his Winters Mood jazz label, giving her complete creative control to boot. Anita was flattered, but wanted to put her family first, even after Vernon encouraged her to think about the recording contract. Mrs. Dupree had another idea. Devon could sign Tracy and Sharon, and if they wanted to have Anita feature on some tracks, she would be all right with that. Now Devon was intrigued, but Anita went one step further. She wanted to re-release an Articulates single and add Barbara's vocals back into the mix from their old demo tapes. Devon was ready to move on the idea while there was still so much buzz around the concert. Devon ran into Danny on the way out, hoping she could convince her mom to take the contract. Danny smiled that Anita Dupree could not be swayed once she made a decision. She observed Devon approvingly as he exited. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, August 12th, suggest that Jacob Hawthorne will have a realization, while Leslie Thomas does some investigating. It's been said that Jacob will solve a mystery on Tuesday's show. However, it sounds more like the cop will have an epiphany of sorts. BTG spoilers hint that he and wife Naomi Hawthorne will finally figure out who June's kids are, as the woman carries around a photo of two littles, who are said to be her children. Beyond the Gates fans have already been speculating that the two in the picture are none other than Samantha Richardson and Tyrell Richardson, so it looks like this storyline will finally explode wide open. Speaking of Samantha, she'll scheme for the greater good during the August 12th episode, when she comes up with a plan to get Martin Richardson and Bradley "Smitty" Smith to reconcile. Whatever Samantha has up her sleeve will work, but with added teasers implying that her and Tyrell's world is about to implode, she'd better enjoy the small bit of happiness she and her adoptive family get now, before things change. Finally, Leslie will get a weird piece of correspondence, so she'll go digging to find more information. Is it a letter from the police, or maybe the government? It also could be communication from an old friend or family member, since Leslie is about to get an unexpected visit from someone in her past. In fact, Leslie is shown in the BTG Weekly preview, completely caught off guard when she opens the door and sees an older lady standing there. As per the X handle, A Beyond the Gates fan, actress Arlie Michelle has been cast as the older woman, whose name is Peaches, And viewers can also expect to see her in scenes with Ted Richardson. Beyond the Gates, spoilers tease that Peaches probably played some sort of role in Ted and Leslie's affair, way back when, so it'll be interesting to see her arrive on canvas and fill in the gaps where their romance is concerned. Beyond the Gates, spoilers for Tuesday, August 12th, suggest some interesting moments in the land of Fairmont Crest. Samantha Richardson concocts a scheme, while Jacob Hawthorne has an epiphany. Plus, Leslie Thomas digs for information. Read on to learn more about what's coming up on the CBS soap. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, August 12th, reveal that Samantha will scheme, but she has good intentions behind her little plot. It sounds like the teen girl will attempt a move to help her dads, Martin Richardson and Bradley Smitty Smith, reunite. From the looks of the BTG Weekly preview, Samantha's plan will end up working, but it also sounds like there's more drama on the horizon for Smitty, Martin, Samantha, and Tyrell Richardson. Speaking of, Jacob will solve a mystery, and there's a good chance this is about the picture June carries around. Beyond the Gate fans recently learned that the photo was of June's children, and the homeless woman abandoned them when they were little. Sadly, Child Services swooped in and took the kids, only for them to be placed in the system and adopted fairly quickly. As the adoption was closed, June and her sister Regina never found out where the kids were placed. Most viewers sense that Samantha and Tyrell are June's kids, so will Jacob have an epiphany about this and solve the ongoing mystery? Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday imply Leslie will look into some odd communication she receives. Will this be a legal letter or something from the government? Then again, maybe she gets a personal letter of some sort. During the BTG Weekly preview, someone from Leslie's past will arrive at her door, unexpectedly. It looks like the woman is either an aunt or Leslie's mom. According to a Beyond the Gates fan on X.com, actress Arlée Michelle will play the role of Peaches and will be the lady who visits Leslie. But she'll also have scenes with Ted Richardson. Is Peaches linked to the odd correspondence Leslie gets? Are you pumped about Tuesday's episode? Comment below, watch your favorite CBS soap daily, and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates spoilers, news, and updates. Next on BTG, Samantha helps Martin and Smitty. Leslie involves herself. Jacob solves a mystery. The Beyond the Gates What to Watch moments for Tuesday, August 12th, 2025, reveal that people are sneaking around for different reasons. Samantha is scheming, Jacob is sleuthing, and Leslie is inserting herself in another situation. But it's not what you think. Samantha is concocting a plan to help Martin and Smitty reconcile. She's desperate to make it happen, so this plan will take a bit of scheming. Will it work? Or is it too late for Smitty and Martin to get back together? We're interested in seeing what she has up her sleeve. Meanwhile, Jacob is putting on his detective cap. He's trying to solve a mystery that's been troubling the Fairmont Crest community. Jacob and Naomi just found Samantha and Tyrell's biological mother. This news is going to unnerve Martin and Smitty, who are already in a difficult place. Their chances to reconcile might not last. Also, how did Naomi uncover this information? It's possible there's a connection to someone else they've been searching for, such as Regina or June. Once again, Leslie is probing. This time, she'll investigate a peculiar correspondence that could lead to unsettling implications. Leslie could have a blast from her past. She opened her door to her apartment and saw a woman standing there, right in front of her. This might not be good news for Fairmont Crest. Many mysteries are unfolding in this gated community, and nothing will stay secret for long. Devon said he live-streamed the comeback concert for the Articulettes. It was really great to see Genoa City's own Devon Winters enter the dining area of the Fairmont Crest Country Club during the Monday, August 11th episode of Beyond the Gates. The Young and the Restless character is a billionaire music mogul who had a proposition for Miss Anita Williams Dupree. While he didn't get everything he wanted out of the meeting, the show seemed to leave things open for further crossover opportunities. Fresh off the Articulettes' comeback concert, Anita and Vernon met with Devon, CEO of Winters 8 Inc. Music is huge for Devon, and that's why he found himself in a sit-down with Fairmont Crest's king and queen. He had a proposition for Miss Anita. He offered her a record deal for a new solo jazz album that she would co-executive produce with him. As expected, however, Anita turned down his proposal, citing not having the bandwidth for a project of this magnitude. Instead, she wanted to devote herself to her family, just like she did with the tour the agent proposed. She decided to create a pivot situation that benefited the other two articulates. She pitched an R&B album for Sharon and Tracy. To spice up the deal, Anita suggested she could potentially be a featured artist on a couple of the tracks. Devon seemed cool with the evolution of this deal. Then Anita added a little more spice by suggesting they re-release an old Articulate song called Let's Get Closer. But to make it special and newsworthy, they would mix in Barbara's vocals. Anita explained that they had old demos with her voice, and Devon could layer them into the track. This was yet another way Anita could help pay tribute to Barbara and get a little more money for her family. While Anita was all about lifting others up, hopefully one day, she'll leap back into the spotlight. She can lift others and lift herself up at the same time. While Devon and Danny's interaction was brief, it was memorable. Devon asked her to put in a good word with her mom, who had rejected his offer of a jazz record deal. Danny mentioned that once her mom says no, it's set in stone, but she'll try. In the Beyond the Gates episode that aired on August 11th, 2025, things took a turn for the residents of Fairmont Crest Estates in Washington, Maryland. Devon Hamilton Winters from Genoa City, Wisconsin, arrived at the gated community, met with Anita Dupree and Vernon Dupree, and made an offer that they were not able to reject. Meanwhile, Andre Richardson opened up to Ashley Morgan about wanting to be in a relationship with her and not Danny Dupree, but Ashley ended up rejecting him. In addition to these developments, Haley Lawson Hamilton walked in on Danny comforting Bill Hamilton and got extremely jealous. On the August 11th episode of Beyond the Gates, Bill Hamilton was shocked to see his wife, Haley Lawson Hamilton, sharing a coffee with Sammy, who in reality was Randy Parker. However, Haley told him that Sammy had come just to return her mobile phone and her purse to her. Haley then shared with Bill that she was not feeling too well, especially after suffering a miscarriage, and Bill swept her off her feet and carried her over to the bed so that she could get some rest. Meanwhile, on Beyond the Gates, Danny Dupree and Andre Richardson had an open and honest conversation with each other. Andre told Danny he was ready to settle down with someone else, and she admitted she knew it wouldn't be her. She said she'd miss their intimacy most. Later, Danny visited Bill, who was grieving his unborn child. She apologized for arguing with Haley before the miscarriage, and Bill shared that the loss felt like missing a second chance at fatherhood. As Danny hugged him, Haley walked in and appeared upset. On Beyond the Gates, Danny also apologized to Haley for ever having doubted her pregnancy and then left. Haley told Bill that she was not sure whether she could go through the ordeal of getting pregnant again, but Bill insisted and then told her that he would put another $100,000 in the fund for their child's education. Nicole Richardson and Danny had a long conversation at the Dupree mansion, and Danny admitted that she still loved Bill, her former husband. Andre went over to the hospital's nurses' station to meet with Ashley Morgan and told her that he wanted to be in a relationship with her. However, Ashley rejected him, and he left looking extremely hurt and upset. In addition to these developments, Vernon Dupree and Anita Dupree had a meeting with Genoa City's Devon Hamilton Winters, who offered Anita a music deal. Anita told Devon that she did not have the energy to record another new album, but instead said that he could help her re-release an old Articulate song and use Barbara's voice track from the old demo. The upcoming episode of Beyond the Gates is slated to air on August 12, 2025, and promises dramatic developments for the residents of Fairmont Crest Estates. According to the spoilers, Jacob Hawthorne from the police department will end up having a realization that could potentially change the way he views the Marcel Malone case. Meanwhile, Leslie Thomas will continue plotting and scheming ways to stay at Fairmont Crest Estates and cause harm to its residents. In addition to these developments, Samantha Richardson will try to find a way to make her parents, Martin Richardson and Bradley Smitty Smith, get back together and reconcile. On the upcoming August 12, 2025 episode of Beyond the Gates, spoilers reveal that Jacob Hawthorne will end up having an epiphany that will help him solve a mysterious case. Spoilers reveal that Jacob and his wife, Naomi Hawthorne, will finally be able to figure out who June's two children are and why she continuously carried a picture of the two of them. The plot hint that the kids in the photograph are none other than Samantha Richardson and Tyrell Richardson, Martin Richardson, and Bradley Smitty Smith's children. Spoilers of Beyond the Gates reveal that in the coming episode, a revelation will be made. In the upcoming episode of the show, Samantha will spend time trying to plot ways of how she could potentially assist her parents, Martin and Smitty, to get back to each other. Recently on the show, Smitty had made it clear that it would be impossible for him to live with Martin since he knew that Martin had lied to him for 2 years regarding the car accident and is killing a man in self-defense. Smitty had also asked Martin to pack up his things and leave the apartment for the time being, since he was unsure of whether he wanted him to spend time with Samantha and Tyrell. Spoilers for the coming episode of Beyond the Gates reveal that Samantha would try her best to make her family cohesive again, but soon, Tyrell and her world would crumble. The plot hints that Samantha and Tyrell would end up finding out details that would change the way they viewed each other and their sibling relationship. Meanwhile, spoilers for the upcoming episode reveal that Leslie Thomas will receive an important piece of correspondence from somewhere and will try to dig for more information. The letter could either be from the police, the government, or some of her old friends and family members. However, in addition to Leslie preparing to find out more details about the letter, in the upcoming episode, Leslie would also end up getting an unexpected visitor who would be a blast from her past. The plot reveals that Leslie Thomas would open the door to her apartment and be shocked to find an older lady standing there for her, and it would be someone whom she had previously known. Spoilers reveal that this woman's name would be Peaches, and she would turn out to be someone who had played a part in Ted Richardson and Leslie's affair. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest some major moments during the week of August 11 to 15, and there are also some casting changes to talk about. Who's coming and who's going on the CBS soap over the next 5 days? Read more below. The young and the restless Devon Hamilton, played by Bryton James, will appear in the first ever crossover storyline for the new CBS soap. During the Monday, August 11th episode, Devon will present a shocking proposal to Anita Dupree. So it sounds like he'll either present her with a music deal or possibly have more concert dates lined up. As the weekend hits, the Articulates will have to make a decision about their future. So what will the trio decide? And could fans see Anita in Genoa City at some point? BTG spoilers imply that June will be seen during the week of August 11 to 15, as Naomi Hawthorne will prepare the nervous woman for a major meeting on Thursday, August 14th. It sounds like Jacob Hawthorne will realize that Tyrell Richardson and Samantha Richardson are the two kids in the photo that June holds so dear, and that she's their biological mother. This is a major bombshell that is sure to stir up a ton of drama on the canvas, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next. Chelsea Hamilton's unhinged ex-girlfriend, Allison, played by Brianna Roberts, will reappear during the Wednesday, August 13th show. Added teasers suggest that Chelsea will lay out some boundaries for Allison, but will Allison adhere to them? She's been crossing lines all over the place where Chelsea is concerned, so it sounds like this may turn into a stalker-y obsession storyline. Fans will have to tune in to see how this all unfolds. Young and the restless Bryton James crosses over to Beyond the Gates. The week after the Articulates reunited for a spectacularly successful comeback concert, Beyond the Gates continues bringing the heat with its very first crossover with the young and the restless. If you caught the BTG special promo that Tamara Tooney recently posted on social media, Anita and Vernon welcome Devon Hamilton to the Fairmont Crest Country Club. The teasers for Monday, August 11th, finally hints at the reason why the billionaire Genoa City businessman meets and greets the legendary entertainer and her retired senator husband. In other news, Bill's hurting. Kat and Tomas get their salsa on, and Chelsea attempts to set some boundaries with her ex. By the end of the week, Vanessa has a monumental task, and that's to support the Dupree sisters, Danny and Nicole, who may be down, but are never out. Monday, August 11th. Episode number 109, Bryton James guest appearance. YNR's Devon Winters has a mind-blowing proposition for Anita. Danny extends an apology to Haley. Bill gets emotional about all that he's lost. Andre lays his heart on the line. Tuesday, August 12th, episode number 110. Samantha schemes to help Martin and Smitty reconcile. Jacob solves a mystery. Leslie investigates a peculiar correspondence. Wednesday, August 13th, episode number 111. Eva's frustrated by her mother's latest antics. Kat and Tomas do their best to find their rhythm during salsa night. Tyrell and Samantha are blindsided. Chelsea bluntly makes her boundaries clear to Allison. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.